Office politics. What are office politics? ආයතනයක් තුළ සිද්ධ වෙන දේශපාලනය කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? මේක එක එක පැති තියෙනවා. මටත් අත්දැකීම් ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. I have loads of experience with regards to this, but I want to show you a fantastic article which was written on a particular blog with regards to office politics. So let me take you to that particular presentation, and let me put this on full screen so that you can see. Here we go. Right? Office politics. So this is the article. Business News Daily carried 6 types of office politicians and how to handle them. Right? So this was carried in Business News Daily, and this is a blog. Very good article, which I thought of sharing my experience through this article. So this is scientifically written and proven. Right? So let's see. Many workers, right? Hold on. Right. Here we go. Many workers participate in some form of office politics, with most doing so as a way to get ahead. Right? There are 6 main types of office politics found in many businesses. Positive office politics can benefit teams, while negative politics can cause employees to become disengaged. Managers must identify the underlying causes of negative office politics to cultivate effective teams, right? So let's see what are the 6 politicians who are inside the office. Also, before we take on to the subject, right? Politics is budding, right? Politics is bubbling over into nearly every aspect of our lives, and the office, it seems, is not immune. Research from Account Temples reveals that political discourse plays a big role in today's office life. Overall, 55% of employees say they partake at least somewhat in office politics, with most of those doing so to advance their careers. The study found that 76% of workers believe that office politics affect their effort to get ahead, up from 56% who felt that way in 2012. So let's see what is this politics is all about. What is office politics? Gossiping and spreading rumors in the most popular form of office politics. According to a Count-Temper survey, 46% of employees polled said it is the behavior they see most often. Gaining favor by flattering the boss, taking credit from others, work and sabotaging co-workers' projects are among the other more common forms of office politics employees say they witness. So this is very dangerous. When employees perceive that a workplace is political, they are less engaged, participate less, and contribute fewer ideas due to the risk they see by doing so. This is troubling for business owners and corporate leaders who are striving to move a company forward. Teams can function at the level they need to in order to achieve their goals. Now, certain companies promote office politics. There are certain capable leaders who promote office politics, but to the positive way, right? I have a lot of experience in that. But there are few who turn office politics to the advantage of to his advantage, right? So they maneuver people, right, to get into the political arena. And if that is the case, you can stay. If you're not being a political guy inside that company as per your boss, then you're out of the organization. Are office politics bad? To help employees negative the political landscape of their office, Account Tempers identify 6 types of office politicians and how to handle them. These types will be familiar to anyone who has worked in a business office. While there can be positive politics in the workplace, these behaviors create negative tension, inhibit employees' ability to perform well, and they are detrimental to teams and employees' morale. So let's see who are these 6 people. Number one, gossip hound. This person is a known This person is a know-it-all when it comes to what is happening around the office and isn't afraid to share every last detail with anyone. They love spilling secrets to co-workers or sharing confidential information on social media. When dealing with a gossip hound, it is critical that employees keep their conversation related to business only. If the conversation starts to drift to the personal lives of co-workers, try to exit the discussion as quickly as possible. So that's gossip hound. You would have met many. Credit thief. This person will do whatever it takes to get ahead, even if the means taking credit for someone else's idea. To avoid being the target of a credit thief in your workplace, speak about your views and what you are working on in front of your coworkers. In addition, provide your boss with frequent updates so they never get confused about who should be getting credit for your work. That's the credit thing, taking the credit. Number three, flatterer. This person likes to pass out compliments left and right, but it can be difficult to tell whether the flatterer is being genuine or if they are trying to win people over. Luckily, most company leaders can tell when someone is being fake, so you don't need to call out the flatterer's behavior. So number three. Let's move into number four. Saboteur. This person works only to benefit him or herself. They are openly critical of others and don't hesitate to throw co-workers under the bus. In addition, they rarely take responsibility for their own mistakes. It is important to keep your guard up when dealing with a saboteur. You might have luck in stopping this behavior by confronting the saboteur. However, if that doesn't work, keep track of your exchanges and relay them to your boss or someone in human resources. Number five, lobbyist. This person fights hard and has a reputation for swaying opinions in his or her favor. To make sure your view to make sure your views are heard, speak up when you disagree with the lobby's opinion. While these employees often don't appreciate hearing opinions that differ from theirs, explaining your viewpoints might be what needs to open them up to new ideas. Advisor. The advisor is often the person company leaders confide and turn to for assistance. The advice is often the person company leaders confide in and turn to for assistance. You are best served by befriending. Beg your pardon, I go back again. You are best served by befriending the advisor since they know a lot about what is happening within the company and wield a lot of influence behind the scenes, right? So there can be many uh, types, right? I have come across more than six, right? There are people who chose, they say, I can add another one, seven, the good face guy. They show a lovely face to you, and behind your back, they say a lot of things about you to topple your focus. And once you progress it, there can be another type, eight. Once you are progressing, now these guys call the deprogressors, they will definitely try to stop your progress. Now you need to deal with these guys. So there can be many, right? And if you don't, uh, my advice to you is whatever the political situation is, just be straight. You might ending up losing the job, but you have done your part. Also, don't get caught to the people who are just coming and asking help. If it is HR driven, fine. But other than that, guys, no, you need to be very careful because they take your idea or they will try to show a different face, but at the end of the day, you are being stabbed behind, right? So you will end up getting frustrated with office politics. How do you survive office politics? Bill Bill Driscoll, Senior District President, Technology Staffing Services for Account Tempers, said office politics are a natural part of workplace dynamics and there are situations where it can't be avoided. There are skills, there are skills employees can develop to survive and move ahead. Social Assertiveness, networking, interpersonal influence, and true sincerity can help professionals achieve their goals. And also, networking creates new, diverse partnerships that can add resources when teams focus on issue. Also, be straightforward, right? So let's see what else. Unfortunately, negative office politics occur every day in many offices across the US. When managers are aware of a negative situation, many times the natural instinct is to ride it out. This is a mistake that can harm employees' morale and productivity. Believe me, like you can read the rest while I'm talking to you. Believe me, it's not going to work if office politics is promoted by the head. If I'm a person, I don't like politics, and I have broken many Chinese walls, many barriers with regards to office politics. And if you get into it, there's no if you check into office politics, there's no checkout, and you can't check out. Right? Okay, guys. So that's it, and I will see you soon. And make sure you need to know how to survive inside office politics. It is very, very vicious. It's a very vicious cycle where um, you will end up in having losing interest to the job. But if you keep yourself going and if you're being very direct to the politics or to the political sources that is happening, you will stand a chance of surviving and make sure that professionals don't play politics.